Good morning. Welcome back to Dubrovnik. The weather is a quite astonishing 32 degrees and sunny, and we are on our way up the coast to Zadar. So, see you over there in a minute. First off, we've got to go down the bendiest street the world has ever known. This is bendier than that twisty bendy street in San Francisco, isn't it? Look at this. So, we're just going to hopefully have a quick bomb through the centre of the town, because we popped in last night and I've got to tell you, it is quite fantastic. It's incredibly old and windy, and it just goes for miles and miles. It's like a rabbit warren of stone. Oh, there's a little peak of it there, with the most incredible, impressive, massive stone wall around the outside, which is about as thick as my entire flat. Look at that. That is incredible. Apparently, during the war, they bombed the absolute crap out of this. Not because it had any strategic value, but purely to piss the enemy off, because it was such a valued possession. It's such an incredible construction. And it's older than the hills, isn't it? It is immense. And there's houses, shops, cafes, bars, restaurants, everything inside it. And all the streets are worn completely shiny with the amount of foot traffic that's been through in the last Brazilian years, or however long it's been there for. Yeah, Dubrovnik Old Town, impressive stuff. Look at that, bloody hell. An electric tuk-tuk. So that's Dubrovnik. Next stop, Zadar. Have a nice little look at the sea organ and the electric light show. Bloody hell. Taxis haven't got time to spare around here, have they? Alright, with Dubrovnik behind us, I think you folks can go back to looking at the sea again. Here it is, the lovely sea. Oh, stupendous view of old Dubrovnik from above. Very nice. Really glad we saw that. That was impressive. Dubrovnik is a pretty impressive city. And it's impressively pretty as well, of course. That's the end of that. Ta-ra, Dubrovnik. Thanks for all the fish. And then unfortunately, this is the site that we've got to deal with for the next 5 or 6 hours to Zadar. What a shame. I can only apologise from the bottom of my heart for this disgusting imagery that you have to endure. I don't like it. I think it's hideous. I'd much rather be riding through Coventry. Ordinarily I'd be a bit fed up, a bit miffed, being behind a bunch of traffic, bus, cruiser, a van, tectonic traffic, but with sights like this, it's just awesome, isn't it? This guy's got terrible road positioning. You're on the inside line of every corner. Have you heard of sight lines, mate? Player 3 has left the game. I thought we might have been able to see Italy through the gap there, but apparently it's just too far away. This is the only little spot, it seems, where there isn't an island between us and the open sea. Well, and that one over there. Oh, that was a big one. Unless I've been shot. Water is absolutely crystal clear. Look at this glorious overtaking stretch, and I'm just on the edge of the range of the intercom, so if I go ahead any faster, we're going to lose the connection. More faff, more stress. Hello one, this is another one, come in, over. right, a little segue to hopefully find a cafe with a shady table out front. Oh, this looks favourite to the right here. It's a bit full. That was a rather splendiferous breakfast break. Lovely little spot. And back on the road with the Rozzers behind us. The 5-0 have pulled out at the same time as us, so we've got to be well behaved now. You'll never catch me alive, Capel! Now with the camper van out of the way, next stop Bosnia for about 45-50 seconds. Hi chaps. Oh, get in! A coach and a cyclist before the twisties. That's the kind of shizzle I love. Here we go. Crawler lane for the win. We're back to Avatar Valley. Holy boiling bitumen, Batman! I can feel just insane amounts of heat coming off of this road. I feel sorry for the poor guys that have to work on this. It is like riding across the grill of a barbecue. Hello, dudes. All of this traffic for a truck dumping gravel at the side of the road. Another one. Precious, precious roadside gravel. It does look very orderly and neat though, doesn't it? Must have taken them absolute millennia to do all of this. And there's the good stuff. You're about to get hot, chaps, I'm afraid. Oh, this little valley's like a wind tunnel. It's astonishing. It looks like a massive river, but it's the sea. And here we are once again at the shortest country crossing in the world, potentially, for our Monday 2-minute dose of Bosnia. So for the sake of security and not upsetting people, I'll see you in a second. And into Bosnia. A police escort has arrived to see us over the border. It's our police escort, I ordered it yesterday. It's only going to cost us 4 million euros and an anal search. Oh no, we have to give him an anal search. So the mission is to see how quickly we can get through Bosnia, apparently. I think Ian needs a poo or something. That was a bit of an assumption there, Mr. Cyclist Man, that I'd A, seen you, and B, was going to give you some space. Never assume when it comes to other road users. So we were talking about it last night. Why does Bosnia have this tiny little sliver of coastline when I think even that bit there is still Croatia? Is it so that they could have a piece of coastline? Because I haven't seen a port or a big harbour or anything. Is it for tourism? Does Bosnia want a piece of beach for itself, just for the tourists? Somewhere nice for the holiday makers to go? I don't know. Anybody know why Bosnia has a tiny little stretch of land sandwiched either side by Croatia? As ever, answers on a postcard, please, kids. As in the comments. Not a real postcard. This isn't Saturday morning kids TV in the 80s. But here we are, back at the border again, ready to cross back into Croatia. Documents at the ready. What's up in there? My f***ing I think I just bashed my camera on the customs office. Missed my chance then, we've got another Passat in the video. How am I gonna pass that? Like that? This is kind of like Croatia's version of a mountain bowl, isn't it? Although it's more of a mountain spoon, it's more of a mountain shovel because it's open at that end. Well, I don't know actually, there's islands over there, so it's kind of like a mountain spork. It's bowly with an open end, but with some bits there. I don't know. Right, back into the proper bendies again. bloody hell, somebody here's left the heating on and left their door open. It's boiling. That wind is an absolute nightmare. Just drops you when you think your centripetal force is holding you up, but then the wind drops and bosh, you're letting over another 5 degrees. Your own side of the road, please, pal. Oh, look at that lovely little overtaking section. Just for me, thanks very much. The roads here are just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. You can keep your speed through almost all of it, make some real progress, and just have incredible cornering fun. Croatia, we who are about to ride salute you. But after all of this spirited riding, might need to stop for some fuel in a second. We were just talking about how for every fill up so far, I've used 1 or 2 litres less than Ian. But for some reason now I've got 1 knob of fuel left on my gauge, whereas he's got 2 knobs on his gauge. Maybe the baffle, the lack of back pressure is causing me to have worse fuel economy. I mean, that noise doesn't come for free, does it? Kevlar vests, obviously. I think one day they'll invent a cream, just like sun cream. You just slather it all over yourself and suddenly you're impenetrable to the tarmac. That is just fabulous, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Like another fire chap. I wonder how much success they've had with that fire since we came by. It's like I'm part of the team, we're all racing to the emergency. Like, what's the etiquette with overtaking a responder vehicle? It's not really the done thing, is it? I think I might just let them get ahead a bit and wait for the other two. I think as well, actually, at the next available opportunity, I'm going to put the baffle back in. Not because of the potential theory that it might have caused less fuel economy and ruined my mileage a bit, And obviously the noise is fantastic when you give it a full blarp. But the thing is, to me it feels like at the low end it's a lot more flabby, and I've lost a bit of the bite. And also it seems to be a lot more vibey at the bottom end. Coming out of these corners, that torque is the thing that just makes me enjoy the bike the most. So I'm going to sacrifice some noise in favour of getting that edge back. I mean, it still pulls, don't get me wrong. And the pops and the burbles are fantastic. There's no foam left in the cheek pads of this helmet anymore because I've squashed it all with my stupid, great big childish grin. You know what, the speed limits along this section of road are up and down faster than a horse draws in a Viagra testing Alzheimer's ward. 50, 60, some of the open stretches it's 80, some of them it's 90, a few of them it's 70. That is incredibly still, isn't it? It's just like a huge lake. Look at that, still burning up there. Fluffy white smoke, is that better than the black stuff that was there before? I don't know. Oh, look, the fire engine's on the way there now. Looks like there's no plane today though, so maybe they've got on top of it. Oh look, there's the plane, up 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock now. Literally scorched earth around here. Down here it appears as if, you know, life as usual, the day continues, but I wonder how many people down here are just kind of living in fear that their homes could burn down at any moment. Or is it a common occurrence and they're all just like, meh, oh, it's burning again, the firemen will take care of it. Should we go down the pub? Oh, it's absolutely decimated up there. This is all new, unbelievable. Absolutely destroyed. Bloody hell, look at these signs. Jesus. Hotter than Beelzebub's ballsack in a sauna. After that fuel stop, we are just a bit over the halfway point, having left Dubrovnik this morning, which was the southernmost point of our trip. We're at 1,278.8, so let's call it 1,280 kilometers on this tour so far. Not bad considering the first 1,000 from Hamburg to Vienna essentially came for free. Rev bomb, you're my rev bomb. You can give it to me when I need to rev along. How very scenic. No, not that, this. Isn't that incredible? Just wow. Just bags full of wow. A whole truckload of wow. Again. Oh, buffeted to death here. Buffeted, Grandma. I said buffeted. Put your teeth back in. We have a positively frigid 29 degrees for the air temperature now. Zona Radova. So this is a zone where we need to be watching out for radishes all over the place. thing that just continually baffles me about all of this is just how little there actually is going on. This was in France, in the Riviera. All of these jetties would be rammed with boats, but everything's just so empty. Get yourself to Croatia, people, before it just gets as busy as every other tourist spot in the world. This is far more beautiful than I think anywhere I've been in Spain. Sorry, Spain. Now, is that a river or is that still sea? That's still sea, isn't it? That must be split up there in the distance. I can see tower blocks. Oh my god, I got outbrapped! So here we are rolling towards the beautiful city of Split. But this time we're actually planning to stay on this boring dual carriageway, circumvent Split, because last time when we went off the main road and through Split, it was like riding through a heat gun. It was hideous. So, beautiful scenery, not so beautiful architecture. Maybe it'll catch up one day. Maybe not. It's building a new one. Look at that. I thought my Versus was beaten up. That one's been through the wars a little. Well, that is Split, and all of its suburbs successfully circumvented, circumnavigated, circumcised from our route. So now we're going to head back to the coast, carry on up north to Zadar. This is all new for us now, because we came down through the hills to Split, and then got the ferry to Brač. So now we've crossed over our own path and we're heading back up along the coast road that we missed out before. So here we are, joining back into the twisties, about to meet back up with the coast just north of Split. I think the sea's just over these little hills here. In fact, there it is now. There you are, you big blue beautiful air cooling bitch with your little island muffins bobbing around in yourself. We are now just 106 kilometers away from our final destination for today, so sadly not much room for too many twisties between now and then. But I did see on the route that Primošten, this town over here, had a little bit of wriggly roadage either side of itself, like Mr. Tickle's arms attached to a curvy Croatian conurbation. Oh, look at it, just look at it. It's like riding past a cheesy tourist office poster, isn't it? In fact, there you go. Well, that town to the left's a bit camp, isn't it? Last proper twisty bit of coastline action, and we've got a stack load of traffic. Oh well. Only 87 kilometers to go and then tiddlies in bed before we start to head inland tomorrow up to Zagreb, northern Croatia. Sign back there said €10 rooms. I would hate to think what that is. It's going to be a cardboard box in the garden with a shared piss bucket to share with all the inhabitants of the other cardboard boxes. Look over there. Just islands and islands behind islands and islands behind yet more islands. There must have been a volcano around here at some point in the long distant history with an overactive work ethic, just spewing out land. There's another island! Have another island! Here, have another island! Islands for everybody! Islands for all! Here we are, the last 10 kilometers now, just rolling into Zadar, or Zadar. I should find out how it's really pronounced. After quite a long stretch of pretty straight, pretty plain road, a couple of stops to get some extra blood into the old bit bots, we are just about there for another day. And the whole landscape is just hugely different all over again. You know, those mountainy islands are still over there, that's seems to be a bit of a given, but everything's so flat. And no real hills at all in sight over to the right there. Yeah, so really are in a bit of a basin. Look at that, I'm a proper local beeping at people when they're not moving. So now that we are here in Zadar, the plan is to obviously get off the bikes, straighten our legs out, straighten our old aching spines out, and then we're going to head on down and have a look at this fantastical sea organ thingy bobby, and yeah, then go to bed, probably after a couple more jars of Karlovačko, which seems to be the standard beer that we've found around these parts. I've been trying to find a dark beer that I saw two bikers drinking at a cafe, but we haven't been able to find that yet, and I couldn't read the writing to see what it was called. But with all of that out of the way, and with today's riding done, as we negotiate these shady back streets, I'd just like to say, as ever, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming along with us on the ride so far, and I hope to see you again tomorrow as we cut inland, start heading north towards home, actually, as the journey begins back up to Vienna to catch the train. But tomorrow, via Zagreb. So there'll be a lot more twisty, wiggly action next time, and hopefully more of this unbelievably, splendidiously fantastical weather that we've been having for this entire trip pretty much so far. So again, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye! Considering we are 300 meters from our location for this evening, it looks like this is going to be our view. Get in!